What up, my friends? How you doing? We have gathered for this Wednesday evening chill stream, and one of the things we're going to discuss is the title, Magic's plan to reduce complexity in the game in a very specific way, too. So, we'll get into that, but first things first. Wait, why is this not properly? There we go. That's properly on the screen. Everything else is working good. Stream looks good. So, live stream link goes in the Discord, and then we have our discourse. All right, Discord again. I still can't get over the fact that they named like a chat platform about Discord. Discord is fighting, right? Like it's disagreement, it's arguing. So it's such a bizarre name. You know, I remember we used TeamSpeak. God knows how many years ago that was now. But I remember using TeamSpeak, playing Minecraft with my buddies online. And then one day, stuff just became Discord. And I don't even know why. You know, when it comes to these migrations from one website to another or from one app to another, sometimes I know why. And other times, I have absolutely no concept why. I think what happened was I stopped playing for a while. And when I came back, TeamSpeak just wasn't like a thing anymore. I don't even know if it exists anymore. Well, whatever. The link's been shared, so let's do some helloifications. Let us do some greetings. What just happened there? It just like obliterated the chat. What happened to what everybody's saying? Oh my god. It deleted like so many people. What happened? What happened? Okay, hold on. I have to literally look at this. I have to look at this like on my phone to see what the deal is. 'Cause this is weird. This is very weird. Okay, how am I going to get there? One second, guys. I just got to see what's going on here, because this is definitely odd. Normally, I could see the chat, right? And it just... Go, hey, there's me talking. Okay, let's see if it's on here. Weird. I know there was like other people who were in the chat beforehand, but it literally starts off for me, guys, where Crawfish is saying hello to Millmaster. So, whatever. I guess you guys will have to say hello again, honestly, if you want to be included in the original hellos, because it got rid of it. I saw Aang and I saw Jess, so I know you guys were there. I have no idea what the deal is. Okay, so it is what it is. Can't change anything about that. But if you hear me not say your name and you're wondering why, it's because YouTube just like obliterated the chat. Alright, so hello, Crawfish, Millmaster, Myers, Ellie, Nick, Luke, Vincent, DB, Fisher, Zircon, Shelton, Christian, Another, Dustin, 10-4, Collector, Scott, Ness, FCC, Calic. All right, nice. Okay, I believe that we've gotten... that's all the people whose names that I can see, right? That's all the names that I can see. Oh, James, the complexity stuff we're going to talk about today doesn't specifically have to do with the Commander format, but could obviously impact the Commander format. What up, Richmond? So the whole complexity thing boils down to outside of the game things to keep track of. So, just off the top of your head, you've got things like the City's Blessing. You've got player emblems. You've got energy counters, you've got experience counters, you've got the Monarch, you've got initiative, you've got day bound, night bound. You've got the day and night one. The day and night one is is especially egregious because once one card comes out and starts the day night cycle, you're supposed to track that for the whole rest of the game, which is a lot of obnoxious bookkeeping. I really don't understand why Wizards couldn't just stick with the original concept that they had for the werewolves and other transforming creatures that cared about that mechanic. And then they had to go, well, now we've changed it into day night because there's just too many things you have to track outside of the cards themselves. So they're reducing the amount of things like that. Now, ultimately, when it comes to formats like Commander or Vintage or Legacy, cat's out of the bag. There's no putting it back in. But Wizards just goes ham with all these different ideas. When they come up with something, they lean into it until they realize they've done too much. That the same kind of thing. Think about how we had double-faced cards left, right, and center. I got so annoyed with double-faced cards that I actually took them out of my cube because the whole fact that if you have it, you have to have it properly sleeve backed or have like a special card to take the place of it, right? So either you have them off to the side and your opponent can see you looking at them and trying to figure out what's going on, or you have them in your deck and you can only see the one side of it. So double face cards, for the fact that I don't want people actually messing up the cards too, taking them out of the sleeves and flipping around. And if you forget to flip it back before the next game, which is very easy to do, then you run into more issues. So that sort of thing where Wizards keeps adding to the problem until they actually realize it's a problem, and then it's too late. What up, Matt? What up, Damien? Ellie Day Night Buke. How do you simplify Magic without just removing all keywords? Well, they're simplifying design going forwards. There's no real way to simplify the pre-existing stuff, right? So, triple-faced cards, that's a thing, actually. What was it? Force of Will. I had a special ruler card where basically it is a three-sided card. So it would go like this. You have one side, you have the other side, and then it literally unfolded into a third full-on card. So three-sided card, they already exist. They already exist. What up, Sheba? How you doing? Juggling, what's up, my friend? How's life treating you? Richmond double-face cards throw off the mana curve calculations in your deck builder apps. Well, that's not surprising, right? Ironic they'd be concerned about this just after introducing the Start Your Engines. Start Your Engines, there you go. Another thing that you have to track separately, and only for one set. Like, do you think they're going to do more Start Your Engines cards for real? Do you think that's ever going to come up? Like with Thunder Junction, they came up with the idea of crimes, and that's just targeting anything. So that is theoretically useful throughout all of Magic's history, right? Because targeting will always be a thing. But Start Your Engines, it's for a set that nobody really likes either. And Wizards doesn't want to revisit concepts that fail. So the race car concept will never get again. Look at how bad Aether Drift did. Look at how good Tarkir is doing. Writing's on the wall for stuff like Aether Drift. Or at least it better be. Dustin, that's some Hyborian Gate shit. Hyborian Gates has like the worst cropping that I've ever seen in a card game. Where you just go, who decided on some of the placement of some of this art, right? Some of the choices are absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. And speaking of Force of Will, I actually played that game for a while. I enjoyed it. But then the Ghost in the Shell set was so insulting to me that I said, I'm done. I am literally done with this entire game. Because the Ghost in the Shell set was based on the TV show or the anime series or whatever it was. And it looked like just screenshots from the show put on cards. And none of the flavor really felt like it lined up. It didn't feel like it lined up with the rest of the sets either. And I felt genuinely frustrated that I'd gotten a booster box of it. It was such a miserable experience that I just said, I'm done with it. You know, like Magic's gotten a lot more leeway from me because I've played it for over 30 years. I love that game especially. I have a ton of friends who play it. But with Force of Will, a lot fewer people were playing it. They weren't really, mostly, they weren't like my group of friends. They were just people I knew specifically from playing Force of Will. And I hadn't played the game that much. I got into it because somebody duped me when I was buying a Magic collection and ended up dumping a bunch of Force of Will in there that I didn't catch because there was multiple boxes of cards. And I just assumed that I wouldn't randomly get hit with a bunch of Force of Will stuff. I did score a stack of the popsicle stick points from that game. So if you don't know what I mean, first of all, back in the day, they used to give you points on like popsicle sticks. You get popsicles, you could redeem the popsicle sticks for prizes. So Force of Will had a setup where each booster pack had a little insert with the QR code. You scan the QR code and then you get a point, right? And the funny thing is that point system was also like their organized play and their pack scanning like point system were combined together. So I got a whole bunch of these just in the collection, part of a collection that I bought. And I just went, all right. And so because I had that and some cards, I got into the game and then I traded points off of other people because they had a reward system where the top 500 people would get a special number edition, ultra edition of one of the rulers. So I was just scanning like a fiend because there was other things. There was a whole bunch of like the uber rares. Essentially, you would get like a collection of a dozen uber rares if you scored enough points. And the top 500 people who had the most points and had already crossed whatever threshold, they would get special numbered cards 1 out of 500. So I got a ton of those points. And at one point I was ranked like 450 out of 500. I was like, yes, I'm in the top 500 of the world for this game. And then they did an update saying, okay, there was a problem with the points tracker and everything's been readjusted. And all of a sudden I was catapulted into 53rd in the world. And I was like, what? And then by the time they actually did the reward stuff and sent it out, it turned out that I was 52nd in the world. So I got sent the 52 out of 500 stamped ultra edition of the ruler that happened to be the 3-sided card that you fold out as well. So I got into that and I enjoyed it up until that that particular, what's it called, until that particular event with the Ghost in the Shell stuff. What up, Justin? Christian, you hope I had a good day? Yeah, my day actually has been pretty good, bro. No complaints today. No complaints today. Austin, did I hear that Tarkir collector boxes are 400? Yeah, I mean, the Tarkir stuff is in super limited supply. So yes, I did. And apparently they're doing something on Arena right now where you can win Tarkir collector boxes. Just a word of warning, some people have been waiting upwards of 6 months to get the prizes actually delivered to them. So Wizards doesn't have the best fulfillment when it comes to those. Some people get the stuff, some people don't, and you have to deal with all the customs duties, import fees, taxes, tariffs, all kinds of stuff to the point where some people are basically paying 70 to like 110% of the cost of the box just to get it shipped in. Places like, I believe it was Brazil, have really heavy fees. It's wild. What up, Kurt? Sorry you're late. You clicked an old link. What an old link? You gotta click the new ones in the Discord, bro. Right? Ellie, you'd like to see them expand Start Your Engines in Edge of Eternities. Edge of Eternities will have like beep boop, you're in space, bitch, or some ability like that, you know? Zircon, I mean, I don't even think they justified Start Your Engines as it's just one set, you won't see it much kind of thing. I think they just said, who cares? This is the theme we're doing. It doesn't matter how cohesive things are. We don't have to worry about it anymore. That's how it feels to me. 90, duped? I was duped, bro. I was duped, hardcore. Justin, your local store pressured you to play Lorcana. You drafted once and you'll never touch it again. Well, there's a lesson. Don't let other people force you into getting into a card game you're not interested in, you know? Black Summers, you like Flesh and Blood? Flesh and Blood has an interesting concept behind it. The whole starting at maximum power and becoming weaker as you battle and knock each other's armor off, because it's just like a fight between two people, right? And as you basically wail on them and your endurance wears down, your gear wears down, you become weaker. I like that. That's an interesting concept. Yeah, in Magic, your life total can go down and you're getting weaker, but not really. You're just increasing the mana that you've got by laying more lands, gaining access to more powerful spells. And at the end of the day, being at 20 life and being at 1 life are functionally the same in terms of you're still in the game. Hit points, like in D&D, and life and Magic work very similarly. As in, do you have them? You're fine. I remember playing D&D with my buddy. Oh, Millmaster! Super Chat says, what's something that sounds illegal but isn't? Choochin, bro. Choochin. You're Lord of the Board. So yeah, I remember playing Dungeons and Dragons with my one buddy. And he got shot by like a kobold arrow. And he's sitting there going, oh my god. And he's like, because it's a role-playing game, right? So he's role-playing being shot with an arrow. And we're like, bro, you're doing a good job getting into the spirit of it. But the way that we play it is just, you're fine. You're fine. Take that off your hit points. You don't have to, like, play up each individual wound and worry about that stuff. You know? You don't gotta worry about that. Sheba, you think they're stupid? Stores short on supply and giving away shit for Arena? They sold everything. From Wizards' perspective, they sold all the product. And then the stuff that they kept for Arena, if it's sold out everywhere else, Arena's the only place to get it. So get in here and try, you know? That's it. Vassal, what's up, bro? How you doing? Edge of Eternities will have beyond as a keyword to infinity and beyond. Fisher, Valentina's best girl enforceable. Valentina has some serious assets, bro. I definitely appreciate what she brings to the table, you know? Crawfish, quit tripping, bro. Christian, did you get in the box and the end of the stream on Lord of the Board if I'm still doing that? I am still doing it. And I keep track of all the names in my little book here. So, let's see. No, you were beaten out. You were beaten out before the end of the stream, right? So, that would be a no. That would be a no, good sir. What 2 sets would I like to see remade and combined into one awesome themed set? I mean, you can't really just jam 2 worlds together easily, right? So, Arena prizes will come from the second wave printings. Well, they can't because they're collector boxes. And collector boxes have serialized cards in them. So, Wizards actually has to provide like some from the run that was done with the serialized cards. That's the one restriction that they have to deal with on collector boxes. And that's really what stops them from doing reprints. So if they're going to do reprints of the collector boxes, they'll either have to create a new serialized card and then they can still use the same packaging, or they'll have to make different packaging slightly that just says or doesn't say they're serialized cards, right? So Christian must have been as the ending stuff was going on. Well, you know what? Hold on. Let me take a look. Let's see. Because maybe did some of these get moved around? Some of these cards got moved around. That's unfortunate. What happened here? Christian, what date was it specifically, bro? Tell me the date, because then I can take a look and see. Because it's possible. I mean, the card will definitely be in here. The card will definitely be in here. And if it turns out that the card's here, but I just haven't put it in, then that's an easy fix. Because these got messed around. Oh, that's right. The box fell over and it caused the cards to kind of jump around. But yeah, if you know specifically what day it was, the cards are dated. So I can take a look. Justin, you wonder what Emrakul will look like in the Blind Eternities? You won't see it. You won't see Emrakul at all. The Blind Eternities are massive, and Edge of Eternities is basically like the same difference as them having a plane shoved over to the side, but that plane counts as space. Don't expect it to make sense. You're not going to get to see any of that. They're not going to be like floating through space. There's Emrakul. That will never happen. That's never going to happen. Christian, no, Hatcher Streams counts. So yeah, just send me over the date. Just let me know the date. Obviously, I'm not having any luck finding it right now, so I'll take a look later, but I need you to tell me the day that it was. Gianna, remember when they had issues with Lord of the Rings after the ring was found, where they still advertised if it could be in them? I don't think that's a problem. It's the same way that with lottery tickets, they can have a prize of $1 million or whatever, and the $1 million can have already been won, and they're still selling the tickets, right? So I think that as like the packaging is made when they initially put it out, so there's nothing they can do to recall that or change anything. So I don't remember there being a problem. But then Wizards has had so many problems that it might be easy for one to have slid out of my memory. Rosa Super Chat says, with Hasbro struggling at $51 in stocks, it won't be long before they have to make difficult choices. I wonder if D&D will be sold off considering so many devs are leaving Wizards, a Hasbro subsidiary. I don't really see them selling off Dungeons & Dragons because they're still looking at different ways to monetize it. And how much money could they really sell it for in the first place to anybody else anyways? So I don't think that they're going to be looking at getting rid of that property, not when they can find other ways to monetize it, right? That's what I think. We'll have to see. But I don't think that's in the talks right now. I don't think that Hasbro, while they're suffering from the failure of so many different toy lines and everything else and all these other issues that they have, I don't see them turning around and getting rid of a property that is still profitable, even if it's not the most profitable. Remember, they made a movie that, yes, wasn't considered a box office massive success, but it did better than previous properties. They're working on TV shows and stuff for D&D. Baldur's Gate 3 is Dungeons & Dragons as well, right? So there's nothing really saying to me that Hasbro's desperation will lead to Dungeons & Dragons getting touched. It feels more like monetize Magic as hard as you can and look for more successes like Monopoly Go, because Monopoly Go is making them a bunch of money, for real. Vassal, Edge of Eternity could have been an interesting concept, but Wizards sucks at coming up with ideas now. I'm not looking forward to it. It's just going to be an outer space set. It's literally just going to be a sci-fi set that they go, well, actually, it's science fantasy. Why? Well, because all the technology is actually, like, magical. Okay, but it's just going to look like space stuff, and anybody looking at it from the outside wouldn't know it was magical, right? Well, yeah. But, like, the laser rifles that the aliens are holding fire magical blasts and not tech blasts. Okay. And the spaceships with their afterburners, that's also magical? Okay. The same way that Aether Drift just has, I'm driving a motorcycle. It's a Tron motorcycle. Okay. It's a light cycle. But guess what? It's in no way technology. It's magic. Oh. Okay. Millmaster says, well, let's get Christian Tony Montoya on the board. Okay, you want to play rough? All right, Millmaster wants to put Christian on the board. We can do it. Christian, you have yet to tell me the day that it was, buddy. I can't check it out for you if you don't tell me that. That's the one piece of information that you do have to give me. Apparently, I'm even putting the nickname in here now. All right. It was the 14th? Okay. Well, actually, I think I saw the 14th card. That's easy. Let me just double check. Yep. Zircon. Zircon won on the 14th. And he slightly beat you out. You did 10, he did 11, bro. Mystery solved. That was easier than I thought it would be. Just, did I know a nail is a machine? I know that I nail your mother like a machine. I even make the noise, bro. Initiating plow sequence 482. Habanero says, when I looked into it recently, the majority of the main D&D designers that left explained they didn't leave disgruntled. They left because they were retiring or moving on to new things. Well, that sounds believable to me. I don't see D&D going anywhere in the current time frame. Wizards of the Coast is still scratching their head trying to figure out how to monetize it. After the open gaming license stuff, after that debacle, where they basically tried to milk their like people making content based on it and everything, and and then all the D&D players just went, what? And Wizards was off going, wait, what? You can do that? But we can do whatever we want with Magic pretty much and get no pushback. D&D players, they were literally referred to in a board meeting by the company as an obstacle between Wizards and their money. And it's like, what? What? That whole scenario was hilarious, where they tried to say, guys, we have to change the open gaming license because hate mongers are making hateful content and we need to be able to stop them. And then after they got the pushback, they're like, we're going to leave the open gaming license the way it is. And you just go, well, hold on now. Oh, Rosala coming back. Super Chat says, shortest time ever on the board. Tony, in all seriousness, Chandra's card in AD makes me laugh. She's just gone from throwing fire torpedoes and burning people alive to giving birth to baby motorbikes. I know, she generates motorcycle tokens. It's so goofy. It's so goofy. So Wizards of the Coast turns around and they say, we have to do this open gaming license thing because we have to stop the hateful people making hateful stuff. And it's like, okay, all right, we can do that. You know, no worries. Let's talk about that. But you can't get rid of the open gaming license. And Wizards is like, all right, well, like we're gonna keep the open gaming license as is. We heard you. We rolled a 1. We fumbled this. Thanks for letting us know. And then nothing was ever brought up about these hate mongers making hateful content that they had to stop. It's like, so what about those people? You got to tell me, which of the very bad optics do we have? Were you lying through your teeth to us about their existence to manipulate us? Or do they exist and you're doing nothing about it now? Which was it? Which was it? Are you a liar or are you monsters who don't care? Which is it? You get to pick one lane, but you hopped in the driver's seat. Beep, beep, vroom, vroom. Let's go. Pick a lane, son. Austin Ortega says, put me on the board, coach. You got it, bro. I wish I had a whistle. I wish I had a fucking whistle. I don't got a whistle, but I got a bell. There you go. There you go. Austin says, sorry, Rosala. Off the board twice so quickly. It is indeed a savage battle going on for the board. But we got some double A action going on. There you go, Ortega. I got into your sports metaphor, buddy. There you go, Austin. Millmaster says, Wizards customers are meat sacks that protect individual stores of Wizards money in something called wallets. That's funny. Camera looks a little blurry, doesn't it? All right, let me fix that. All right, it seems to have sorted itself. Perfect. Rosa says, I just got my check. I can take it. I'll let him stay on for now. I'm eating my Chinese food. There you go. Build up your reserves for battle. Cheese, they like to swerve, I guess. It's hilarious that they're sitting there going, guys, we have to change the open gaming license. Like, we have to because of hate mongers and stuff. And we got to protect you guys from the baddies. Oh, really? Because I don't know. Can you point out examples of what you're talking about? Oh, no, it would be much too hateful to show you the hatefulness. Oh. Oh, so we'll just have to take your word for it. Yeah, and we really want to stop them. Okay, so now that the open gaming license isn't the way you can do it, what's your new approach to stop the baddies? What do you mean? We gotta go have a board meeting about other ways to try and milk you guys. I loved watching the D&D players just bam, dropping them down, going, yeah, you know what? Screw it. We're not doing this. And you just piss off like one person in a D&D group and you upset everybody, right? The one person's like, why is Billy not coming? Because Wiz is doing this. They're doing what? Screw it. I'm not playing it either. Let's go with literally another group. Like, they screwed up. Critical Role was like a huge advertiser for them. Like, I don't mean they advertised with them, but Austin, no battle, just love for this story. And hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah, man. So, yeah, Critical Role was just basically like a huge amount of free advertising for Wizards of the Coast, right? Making D&D role-playing a little more mainstream. And Wizards came in and was just like, so, we kind of want to rob you now with the new deal. And they're just like, oh yeah. And then Wizards backpedals on the thing and goes, oh, so we're not doing that anymore. And Critical Role is like, yo, you just made a critical mistake. We're rolling on to something else. We're going to play other games now. We don't need you. You need us, right? We put on the theatrics. We put on the show. We can take our imagination elsewhere. So that's what we're going to do. And Wizards just lost to them, right? Like, these guys were huge for you. They just lost so much in that maneuver. It's ridiculous how much they overreached, where it's like, you're playing D&D and getting money from it? We should get some of that money. Like, we're entitled to some of that money. You have to give us some of that money. Oh my God, no, we didn't mean it. Oh my God, you're going to some... No, but we said we weren't going to do it. Yeah, but what's to stop you from saying something different? You tried 2 different ways to make that happen, and they both failed. They came out with it one time, and they got a bunch of pushback. And they went back and sat down with just nobody who's connected to anything close to reality, and came back with another terrible offer that they again got refuted on. And then they just went, okay, we give, we'll put it back to how it was, and we're not going to do any of this. Please, can we go back to the way things were? And a lot of people were like, rotate, son. You know? Millmaster says the hate mongers are the ones working out or contracted by Hasbro. Beef with broccoli. I mean, I like the beef. Oh, sweet sour chicken balls. Yeah, I like to get the chicken balls with the sauce on the side. I don't like my balls soggy. I like to dunk my balls so that they go into the mouth with optimal sauciness. You know what I'm saying? I want my balls to have the right mouth feel. You get what I'm saying? Nick, every single decision Hasbro makes is 100% related to profit. They never once care about the player experience. I tap my nose because you are correct, sir. You are correct. Mailmaster, you have stacks of Chaosium books they put on sale right as that happened. Anyone want to teach you 7th edition? I've never heard of that. But I do know that games like Paizo, aren't they the ones who made Pathfinder? Other role-playing games just stood up and went, we're not doing that hosebag stuff that Wizards does, and we have awesome worlds for you to explore. And a bunch of people ran over. And there's something extra delicious about people going over to Pathfinder specifically, because Pathfinder is built on like Dungeons and Dragons 3.5 edition, and Pathfinder's a lot of fun. So they made a deal with Wizards where they had like this license where they could make stuff as much as they wanted for like using the 3.5 set of rules for Dungeons and Dragons. And at a certain point, Wizards went, okay, we want this deal to be over now. And Paizo and Pathfinder went, what? No, here's the thing. Our legal agreement says that we can make this in perpetuity. And that's what we're going to do. So Wizards tried to get them shut down. You can't do this anymore. And they were like, cancel, and they've been making it ever since. And it's funny to see Wizards gets what they get, bro. If they focused on delivering an optimal experience to people instead of going, so you know the software that has all your 4th edition stuff in it, we're porting it over to 5th edition, and we're making, well, I shouldn't say porting over, we're creating a 5th edition one, and it will not have your 4th edition stuff in it, but you can laboriously spend the time to individually enter each thing. We're not going to give you the ability to transfer this over because, no, we know your customers and you paid for this service and you bought all our products, but we want to force you to use the new stuff. So we could just with a few clicks make this accessible for you, but we won't because we want to get more money from you and we don't care what you spent before. Your loyalty as a customer in the past means nothing to us and we expect you to buy everything again. And it's just, what? I don't think so. Habanero, you've been looking into the 2024 D&D books and they fumbled the mechanics and stat blocks and stuff and people aren't buying the books for that alone. At the end of the day, it feels like they've just been taking things out of the game, right? Like anything that anybody gets upset about, they just remove from the game. There's a particular enemy species in the game or whatever that was little monkey people or something like that, and an evil wizard captured them, enslaved them, and then used magic to turn them into big beefy super soldier servants. And people complained about that because of real world events that had happened in the past. And Wizards went, okay, we'll just take it out. And that's what they do. If anybody complains about anything, they just remove it from the game. They don't replace it. They don't rework it. They just delete that page. And so they just remove everything bit by bit from their game and change. Oh yeah, we're gonna water down this. Somebody might be upset by this. And there's people who are perpetually upset by things online and just looking for things to go, well, this is wrong and could hurt somebody's feelings. And Wizards is like, okay, we'll take it out. So you can't have people it's like the same people who yelled at that guy who was in the one Mad Max movie. The guy where he was like, he had a bunch of children's toys collected up and Furiosa, and you're just like, oh no, Furiosa, stay away from him. He does bad things to kids. And people message this guy on Twitter yelling at him. And I mean, he wasn't having it. He said, this is a made up story. That's not real. And I'm playing a villain in a movie. So, right? But it's this absurd, like, I can't believe you play this. Like, villains do villainous things. No, but only the kind of, like, bad things that I find acceptable. You find bad things acceptable? What are we talking about here? If it makes you uncomfortable and feels evil, then it's going to be a lot more satisfying when he inevitably gets defeated. Is it not? Are you not going to root for him to get defeated? Especially by her in particular? Like, it's just this insane mindset of, well, the bad guys can't do bad. Well, then how are they bad guys? I don't know. They can, like, steal a pack of chiclets, but not from a store that's not making enough money to pay their bills. They can steal chiclets from, like, a 7-Eleven, okay? What, Rosa? There's no way they took magic out of Dungeons and Dragons in 4th edition. That's literally an impossibility. Like, you're just making stuff up now. They didn't go, we're removing all magic from Dungeons and Dragons. That's not happening. That's not happening. Fisher, you have the original version of the book with the monkey race in it? I mean, they can't go back and delete what already exists in people's collections, right? Mailmaster, yep, there's some people who see it wherever they look. 90 says soon it'll be Fungeons and Friends. Instead of Dungeons and Dragons, Fungeons and Friends. They're going to make a rule where it's just like humans can only kill humans. You can't do anything against anybody who's not exactly like you. Jess, yeah, I mean, you can ask Wizards to go in another direction, but they won't, right? Wizards isn't listening to anybody who says, hey, do what you were doing before. Make it better. Go back to having things that push the boundaries. Wizards doesn't listen to that at all. They just hack, 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 hack. All right, we'll just remove this. We'll remove this. It offends somebody. Remove it. Remove it. Remove it. Remove it. Juggling, I remember the old Lunar RPGs, bro. Nick, the writers at Amazon's Rings of Power gave the orcs wives and children we're supposed to feel sympathy for. It's so... You know the evil hordes they're fighting against? Well, you should know they're actually good dudes. Okay. What does this add to the story? Listen, man. Stones sink because they don't look up at the sky. I'm sorry. What? Yeah. Like, that's why stones sink when you throw them in water. Because they look at the bottom and not at the sky. What? Like that? I never watched the Lord of the Rings of Power crap because I knew it was just going to be boring as hell. But I saw some clip of a quote about that. And I was like, this is somebody thinking they're writing something deep. Like, this is somebody who thinks they've written something intelligent. And this is idiocy. It's literally talking about stones sinking because they don't look skyward. You know? Christian, what are they doing to reduce complexity of Magic? They're banning you from the game, bro. Hate for you to find out this way. Bad news, right? You didn't get Lord of the Board in that other stream. You've just been banned from all Magic events. But I have to say that I agree with Wizards' decision. They contacted me and I said, yeah, fuck him. Kick him out the door. He's not allowed to play Magic anymore, right? He's done. He's fucking done. Oh, man. Juglum, they redid all the little full motion video. Remember that when that was a big thing? Remember when you'd get Final Fantasy VII with 4 discs, like 4 different CDs that you put in? And then when you got to sit, you're like, one of the rewards, I get to watch a minute and a half of full motion video of Sid lighting dynamite with his cigar or whatever. Wow. Momaster, Fantasy 2030, they only paint in shades of gray. Unacceptable. Unacceptable, though. Actually, it would purely be white, right? Because there is no grayness allowed. It's pretty much like anything that could possibly be considered evil in any form is removed. So instead of black and white, you don't go to gray. You go remove all black and just have white. Now, Wizards would never put it in that term, right? They would never use those terms now because, woo, that's some charged language that I'm using that people could try and twist into some nonsense. But ultimately, that's what it would be. It could only be the good. That's it. That's it. The trope of telling an origin story, but the bad guy was actually the good guy and was treated badly by all the good guys, so they became evil just to make you feel guilty, sorry for them. See, you can do it every once in a while. And I think Thanos really kicked off the sympathetic villain craze, where he was done well in that you liked Thanos. In the comic books, apparently, he wanted to wipe out half of existence because he wanted to bang death, which is, on one hand, a cool motive, but on the other hand, a very dumb motive that most people aren't going to connect with. Do you know what I mean? Like, most people, wait, he wants to plow a lady? And so he's, what? But when it's like, hey, I want to help the entire universe to avoid the problems that happened to where I'm from, right? That's more understandable, even though it's deranged and illogical what he's doing, where you just go, so let me get this straight. You want to wipe out half of existence? Yeah. Why? Okay, well, here's the thing, man. People started starving on my world. So if I wipe out half the people, then nobody will starve. Oh, really? How do you figure that? Well, like, people keep multiplying and making more people, so eventually they'll run out of food. Okay, so how does your solution fix that? Well, there'll be half as many people. Okay, And will they not continue to multiply until there is too many people and not enough food? Hey, shut up. No, nuh-uh, buddy. Nah. Once I do that, the world's fixed forever, and I'll just sit back and look out over a grateful universe. And it's like, you just changed how long the mathematical formula takes to get to starvation land. You didn't alter the actual formula, friend. So, what? But, whatever. You know what? Not thinking that far enough down the line, he's still driven by ultimately what appears to be a good goal of trying to stop suffering for a bunch of people. But the way he's doing it is too messed up. He's too corrupted by what's happened to him. His mind is too warped by what's happened to him. And I like stuff like that. The same way that Urza was completely undone by the death of his brother at the hands of Phyrexia. And so some of the stuff he does trying to fix that is bonkers. What are you doing? Stop it. Oh my God, you're out of control. So it's got that kind of vibe, right? Thanos having to sacrifice Gamora on the quest. And it's like, what did it cost you? Everything. Like, that's some heavy emotion. That's some good shit. They screwed it up when you went to the next one and you had Hawkeye and Black Widow both competing to jump off the cliff. Neither of you idiots understand how this magic works, you know? So yeah, I mean, what I don't like is in animes when the villain is being defeated and then they're like, now we're going to spend most of the episode to do a flashback about this villain and they're growing up. I don't care. They already lost him. They've been the enemy for the whole series. So who cares? No, but you need to understand that like the boys at school used to fucking hold him down and sit on his face and fart into his cheeks and they called him fart cheeks. And he was just like, I will make them all pay. Oh, and then as he dies, oh, fart cheeks. No, I don't care. You know, don't show me somebody's backstory way too late for me to give a shit because it feels like you're just wasting my time, bro. You know? Habanero, it's the Ozymandias perspective. Thousands must die to save millions. It's, I mean, ultimately his concept is flawed, but you can at least understand why it's making him do what he does. And Infinity War was great. Carly loved it. When he snapped, what? And a bunch of people got wiped out of existence, Carly was just like, oh my God, because she's not familiar with comic book culture or anything else. So she was like, they're dead. They're gone. And I was like, yeah, for now. She's like, what do you mean for now? And I'm like, they just killed like fucking Spider-Man and a bunch of like important characters. And she's like, I know. And I'm like, they're coming back. She's like, what? She got so upset. She got so upset when she found out. I'm like, they're not gonna kill those fucking characters permanently, Carly. This is the comic books where they just kill people. Superman's dead. Ooh, for a bit. It's always for a bit. It's never for good. So temporarily taking a nap is closer to it, you know? Millmaster, can a series have a handsome leading man and also an amazing narrative? Yeah, if I am starring in it and writing it, then yes. Yes. Admiral, you don't think most of the current Wizards crew can write in anything but purely materialistic terms, which sucks for fantasy? Agreed. Spurl, your wife is always leaving her shoes out and it drives you crazy. Fucking tell her, bro. Stop folding the socks. Just be like, I'm not folding socks out of protest now. Just fucking tell her. I don't like talk to your wife. It's not, I don't know if you think I'm going to pick up the phone and text her and be like, oh my God, just so you know, Spurl's upset that you're leaving the shoes out. Just tell her. You're fucking married to her, for Christ's sakes. So, if your wife does something that drives you crazy, say, bitch, you're driving me crazy. Put your fucking shoes away. Have a little bit of courtesy for our shared living space. For fuck's sakes. Or just take a dump in her shoes. If you're not adjusted enough to talk to her properly, then just crap in her shoes. And be like, oh, I know. Sorry, I thought it was a toilet. Because it's out here instead of where the shoes go, which is on the fucking shoe rack. So, yeah, I didn't do that just like you didn't leave your shoes out. That's it. Don't talk to her like an adult. Take a dump in her shoes, bro. Take a dump right in her fucking shoes and say the dog did it. We don't have a dog. Really? You know what else we don't have? Somebody who puts their fucking shoes away. All right? Put your fucking shoes away. What up, Terror? How you doing? Mailmaster, Halt and Catch Fire is on my list of stuff to check out. Actually, speaking of folding socks, Carly has been having flare-ups with her disability. So she's not able to do as much lately. She's needed to just kind of lay on the couch and watch stuff. And I've been trying to do more things around the house to help out, fucking unloading the dishwasher and whatever. And yesterday I went and did the laundry. And I totally do the laundry fine. But the folding at the end, oh my God, she folds laundry so much better than I do. The laundry folded by me looks like a 98-year-old man with a palsy folded it. It's just like, I'm looking at the piles and I was like, God, she makes it so much neater and more compact. And so I'm trying to figure out how to get all these stacks of laundry in the cart to get them to back to our place. And it was just terrible. And I was like, I bet you Spurl's been whipped into folding clothes well enough that he wouldn't have this problem. Joglum, I didn't like that they changed Bumblebee away from a VW Bug. That was enough for me to go, I'm not going to watch the Transformers movie. You turn my favorite guy into something else? No. I also didn't care that much about the new concept of Transformers anyways. Christian, you started reading a new series and you thought about me because the book has no logic and you imagine me yelling about it. I do yell about things that don't make sense. That is my nature. It's funny that you're just like, yeah, Hatcher would be going off about this, bro. But yeah, I go back to the theory. Take a dump in the shoes, Spurl. Do it. 90 says, divorce masterclass with the purple wizard. Communication is genuinely the key to a functioning relationship. It can definitely be uncomfortable to have any kind of confrontational situations where you don't want to make the person you're in a relationship with uncomfortable. You don't want to bring things up that might lead to a fight. Or in some cases, depending on how much of a harpy you're with, you don't want to deal with it. It's easier to just not even bother than to listen to her going off about whatever. It depends. But communication is genuinely the key to a proper functioning relationship. And you have to be willing to accept the discomfort that comes along with having your own boundaries, ultimately. You do genuinely need that. So it can be difficult. There are things that I don't want to bring up to Carly just because I don't want to make her feel bad. I don't want to make her sad. I don't want to, whatever it is. It's not like big things. You know what I mean? It's not like there's these huge issues, but there'll be something and it's like, I don't really want to have this conversation because it's not going to be a comfortable conversation. But at the end of the day, if you don't, then you can just end up resentful. And some people, when they're resentful, will be passive aggressive or whatever else. There's lots of different ways that people do things. But ultimately, just understand that, yeah, sometimes things are going to be a bit uncomfortable. But it's fine. You're together. You're a team. And whoever it is who's upset will get over it. And you just move forwards, right? So you just have to think about times in the past where you had disagreements, got angry, things got heated. You're still together. It's fine. But you can't constantly make concessions just on your side and expect to be happy, you know? Terror, the Dragonstorm pre-release at my LGS wasn't booming. No, it had a reasonable amount of people, but Magic's been getting progressively more expensive here especially, and the releases happening like every 7 weeks are making people have to pick and choose more. And I think it might have suffered as well from how much Final Fantasy got advertised and everything else, while Tarkir kind of languished. But the Tarkir product at the LGS is pretty much all gone. It's pretty much all gone. He's got a little more coming in. He's going to see if he can maybe get some more from the distributor, but it seems unlikely. So the LGS wasn't popping off, but the product has definitely moved. Fisher, you're celebrating 6 months together. Well, nice. Good luck on making it work for 6 months. That's an accomplishment. 10-4, never go to bed angry is generally a good rule. You want to avoid it at all costs if possible. Sometimes there's nothing you can do about it, but discussing things is the way to go. Absolutely. I always talk things out. That's just the way I was raised, is to, like, I have an active need to talk things out. And Carly wasn't raised in that kind of an environment. So sometimes what she needs is space. So one of the contrasts that I can find in our relationship is she will be upset and I have the need to talk to her and help resolve it. But what she needs at that time is space to process it and chill down a bit. And then she'll be able to talk to me normally. But if I persist in trying to talk it out right away, then we won't really end up with a useful conclusion. She will end up frustrated by the experience, or I'll end up frustrated, and it doesn't end up resolving anything. So understanding how you each operate and accommodating for that is definitely a big part of it. So I know, and it's hard because I genuinely see her uncomfortable, unhappy, and whatever, and I want to help her with that by talking through things. But if she's not in a position to do it at the time, then that's not the way to go. You know what I mean? So, and it's not like it's always like that's the scenario. Sometimes the scenario is I'm not ready to talk about whatever, and I need a little bit of space. Whatever it is, it's acknowledging how you operate in situations. So I need to give her the space, and I need to go, okay, I want to help her feel better. I want to resolve the issues that we're having. The way to do that successfully is to leave her to her own devices for a while so she can calm down. And then when she's calm, she can discuss things effectively with me. And I'm actually really proud of her because when I met her, she came from a household of people they got really angry. They never talked about anything at all. So when I first met her, that's basically how she operated. But slowly over time, as we were together, she basically started to move more into let's just discuss this stuff out. And she's way less angry than she used to be. Now it's just like, it's way more within normal parameters, which is great. So you just gotta understand your relationship. And if they leave their shoes out, you gotta take a dump in the shoes, you know? Christian, it's about choosing your battles and working things out for the health of the relationship. Bingo. Finn, what's up, man? How you doing, buddy? Scott, communication is definitely key. Just celebrated your 10-year anniversary with your husband. 10 years married. That's an accomplishment. I haven't been married that long. I've only been married for almost 3 years. We're going to celebrate our 3rd year anniversary next month. But we've been together for like 10 years before that. And I was in an 8-year relationship that was essentially the equivalent of a marriage in all but name. I tend to get into long-term monogamous relationships. That's my vibe. That's where I like being. Whenever one of those ends, I go and have a fling with a bunch of different people and have a good time with it. But ultimately, I end up finding the one that I'm like, okay, this is the person that I want to spend my time with. And that turned out to be Carly in this case, because I was seeing multiple different people, and there was Carly, and there was this beautiful model girl with this huge fucking rack, and I was seeing them both at the same time. And I'm open about it. I told them, right? I told Carly, hey, I'm seeing other people or whatever. And I was hanging out with that model chick, and we actually, just through happenstance, ran into Carly at the mall. She was out shopping at a mall that I went to with this chick, and I ran into her. And I realized as I walked away, I was like, yo, I want to be with her. I can tell literally right now, that's what my brain is telling me. So I told the model chick that it wasn't going to work out. And then I got together with Carly, and we've been together since. And it has been a long and interesting journey that's had some serious challenges, but it's also been very rewarding, you know? Austin, am I opening packs tonight? I mean, I've got some packs of Wonders of the First sitting here in front of me. I could be convinced to open them. Drewby's membership message says, evening perp, I'm having so much fun in Florida. Have a good evening. Well, you have a good evening too, buddy. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself in Florida. That's good to hear. Millmaster, I think you meant to spell that with a P, right? A day on Venus is longer than a year? I think you mean A day on a weenus is longer than a year. All right. It's time for an intermission, my friends. I got to top up my beverage. So, now's your time to listen to the #1 hot single, #1 top jams, and do what it says. Don't be a dink. Use my Amazon link. When Hatchet goes for a drink, bookmark that Amazon link. Don't be a bitch. You gotta scratch that itch. Bookmark that Amazon link. I got fucking bills to pay, y'all. Use my Amazon link. This is gonna take some work. Don't be a dink. Use my Amazon link. When Hatchet goes for a drink, bookmark that Amazon link. Don't be a bitch. You gotta scratch that itch. Bookmark that Amazon link. I got fucking bills to pay, y'all. Use my Amazon link. This is gonna take some work. Don't be a dink. Use my Amazon link. When Hatchet goes for a drink, bookmark that Amazon link. Don't be a bitch. You gotta scratch that itch. Bookmark that Amazon link. I got fucking bills to pay, y'all. Use my Amazon link. This is gonna take some work. Don't be a dink. Use my Amazon link. When Hatchet goes for a drink, bookmark that Amazon link. Don't be a bitch. You gotta scratch that itch. Bookmark that Amazon link. I got fucking bills to pay, y'all. Use my Amazon link. This is gonna take some work. Don't be a dink. Use my Amazon link. When Hatchet goes for a drink, bookmark that Amazon link. Don't be a bitch. You gotta scratch that itch. Bookmark that Amazon link. I got fucking bills to pay, y'all. Use my Amazon link. This is gonna take some work. Don't be a dink. Use my Amazon link. When Hatchet goes for a drink, bookmark that Amazon link. Don't be a bitch. You gotta scratch that itch. Bookmark that Amazon link. I got fucking bills to pay, y'all. Use my Amazon link. This is gonna take some work. Don't be a dink. Use my Amazon link. When Hatchet goes for a drink, bookmark that Amazon link. Don't be a bitch. You gotta scratch that itch. Bookmark that Amazon link. I got fucking bills to pay, y'all. Use my Amazon link. This is gonna take some work. Don't be a dink. Use my Amazon link. When Hatchet goes for a drink, bookmark that Amazon link. Don't be a bitch. You gotta scratch that itch. Bookmark that Amazon link. I got fucking bills to pay, y'all. All right. I am back. Okay. Venture's membership message says to find that calming factor in a partner is an amazing feeling. Hell yeah. There's a lot going on in the world, and knowing you got somebody who has your back, who you genuinely care about, is a really nice thing. Obviously, sometimes it can be frustrating. Everything is. There ain't nothing perfect in life except for me and my live streams. They are pure perfection, and anybody who doesn't feel so has obviously like high levels of brain damage. I say that knowing that every live stream I do, there are some people who unsubscribe because they don't like it. I don't like this. This ain't like the videos. Yeah, they're not wrong. They're not wrong. Cheese. Yep, you got a good relationship. It's worth fighting for. You got to put effort in. You got to put effort in. Can't take it for granted. You can't take it for granted. Drewby is someone who just celebrated their 20th and has been with their significant other since 1998. You get it? Well done, man. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. What up, Winters? Yeah, man. Got to commune with the worm. Gotta reestablish the levels in the bloodstream. All of it. All of it. Finn, I'm saying I need root beer for my videos. Yes. Yes. This guy gets it. You know what's up, bro. You know what's up, Finn. You know what's up. Oh, so yeah, I've got some packs of Wonders sitting here right in front of me. Bum 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 bum. Winter's March 22nd? I think May 22nd is mine. I think. Christian, you were born in 1998. That's some fucking horse shit. That's some horse shit. So you're in your fucking 20s now. You know what that means? That means you don't know shit. If you're in your 20s, you don't know nothing about life. You don't know nothing. You think you do. But you don't know anything about life until you realize that you know nothing about life. That's how that works. That's how that works. Ah. 27. So young. Austin, wonders of the... I'm wondering what's in the pack. I feel you, man. I feel you. I got the itch. I actually made sure the camera was set up with the downward action in case I did crack some boosters tonight. So I'm already on the cusp. Martin, I'm 40 going on 49 and I'm still lost. The sign of an actual adult. Where it's just like, yeah, you're almost 50 and you know nothing. Just stumbling through life. I'm surprised I can dress myself. That's That's a sign of an adult. Finn says, see, remember, chat, for about half of the chat, Burp could have fucked your mom and has a non-zero chance of being your dad. I'm old enough for that. What do I think of the cards for the MTG manga? Well, first of all, I love Destroy All Humans. They can't be regenerated. It is fantastic. I love the nostalgia of all the old references. I actually enjoy the little high school romance aspect of it too. The whole thing is landing for me. And most of the time that the romance part of it really wouldn't. But the whole thing is tying together in a way that I find to be genuinely delightful. In terms of the cards that they're including with them, I haven't torn open the packages and looked at them, but I just see that as a bonus. I don't really care. I don't expect them to be putting like powerhouse cards in there. I'm just really enjoying the story a lot. I've read the first the first installment entirely. The second installment is sitting there on my shelf waiting. And because I enjoyed the first installment so much, I'm literally leaving the second installment because the anticipation of the enjoyment, you know? That's something that I've learned as I've aged. The anticipation of things can be quite powerful. So leaving it there is something I know that I'm going to enjoy. It's fucking sweet. Christian, it feels like you should still be 22. Well, wait. Wait until you get older and all of a sudden there'll be a random reference to something. It's like Carly was talking about the Apocalypse movie and she's like, we saw that. She's like, it came out almost 10 years ago. She's like, I started to have a crisis over it. There'll be things where I'm just like, that didn't come out that long ago. And then I'm like, it was 25 years ago. Oh my God, it was 25 years ago. I am as old as time. My bones are dust. My soul is being torn out of my body right now. You know? Nice. Imagine if Idiocracy was our reality. Yeah, that movie's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. See you later, cheese. Christian, you just try and do the best you can and be nice to people. Well, that's a good philosophy, man. That's a good philosophy. Jess, you didn't think I was cool till you came to a live stream? There's multiple reactions. Some people come to live streams and are like, yo, I love this. I love the live streams. This is my vibe. And other people come and are like, but the Mr. Friendly Luxury Cardboard Rectangles is swearing. And he's calling people names and saying, take a dump in your wife's shoes. I don't like this. I don't like this. Jugum, you have to explain that to your friends often. Dude, that was 25 years ago. Isn't it wild? Vasil, you remember seeing a reference to Tales of the Abyss? It came out in 2006 and you turned to dust 20 years ago. 20 years ago. Man, Rosal taken a long time to eat, Austin. You've been allowed to keep the board for a considerable amount of time here. Terror, hell yeah, my live streams are legit awesome. I feel the same way. We have a great time here. Finn says, the best part about Perp is you're never sure he wouldn't sneak off and take a dump in your wife's shoes. Just trying to help fix your relationship. Spurl went and took my advice immediately. He hasn't said anything since what I said, which I can only assume means he's literally taking a dump in the shoes right now, and he's probably straining. I should have told him, like, make sure you eat a bunch of roughage and meat and stuff so that you can just leave, like, one solid log in there. You want a log that's peeking out over the top, right? Give her a chance. Give her a chance to see it. You don't want it to be just soaked into the bottom and she thinks she went out for a walk in the rain. You know what I mean? Christian Montoya Super Chat says, truly, thank you for being such an amazing person. Well, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. That's nice of you to say. And, you know what else is nice? You're Lord of the Board. Fisher, you originally caught my videos and were entertained, but after the live streams, you found Nirvana. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I've accepted the reality a long time ago that some people would see the live streams and be like, no, I'm not going to be a part of this. But at the end of the day, I was like, I could chase after the biggest numbers. I could try and get the highest number of subscribers. Or I could do what I want to do and what resonates best with me. And ultimately, you'll notice I live stream virtually every day, but I don't make videos automatically every day, right? So at the end of the day, I enjoy the vibe of the live streams. I like the back and forth. Videos are great too, but live streams are the best. If like some evil magician showed up and I'm going to put a curse on you, but I'll let you pick. You can either only do live streams or only videos forever. I would just be like, I reach way more people with the videos, but I love the live streams, man. I love them. I love them. They're a living, breathing amalgamation. We all turn into this weird Akira monster flapping and slapping around. Bo Falcon agrees with you, Fisher. It's because it's the right thing. Spurl, I gave you such a good idea. Did I? Did I? Of course I did. You're welcome, buddy. I just saved your marriage. Mark, you knew you were getting old when everyone you saw reminded you of someone else you'd seen before. Just wait until you get to the real old. Real old is when everything you talk about is death, and it's just like, this guy's dead. This guy's dead. Remember this actor? Oh, he's dead. Remember this movie? Watching a movie? He's dead. He's dead. He's had a stroke. He's dying. Like, it's just so morbid. It's so morbid. Austin, when am I going to start a Patreon with the real not safe for work content? You mean like, you want to buy pictures of my balls, Austin? Is that what you're saying? Would you like to count how many hairs are growing from them, or see, I don't, pictures of them stretched out flat? Like, no, man, you're cursing people's dicks. That feels like some hedge wizard shit, bro. Right? Terror Any Wonders news? I mean, not really. Not like it's been like a month since the Kickstarter reached fulfillment. I guess there's news in that the Fine Luxury bundle sale that we did. People are starting to get their bundles. They're excited about it. I've seen multiple people posting their pulls from them. Some even in my own Discord, where I want to see what people get as their OCMs, right? They're like, you get one OCM per box, and I want to see them. And actually, speaking of OCMs, I'm going to be getting an OCM of the Techno Historic. Root beer's giving me hiccups, bro. Damn it. I'm going to be getting a Techno Historian OCM. My buddy set up a trade for it because I gave him my OCMs. He's making a deal to get one. And it just so happens that one of the guys that I met at the Shattering Loco actually got a Techno Historian OCM. So he's swapping it straight up one for one because it's a common version. Like he's swapping it. It's out of 99. So he's swapping it for another out of 99 card, and I will have an actual full-on OCM Techno Historian. I have a whole bunch of Techno Historians. I've got this many foil. 7? I've already got 7 foil ones. And then I've got, I believe at last count, it was like 31 of the regulars. How many do I have? $31. I've got 31 of these. I own the art proof for this, so I own the rights to make sleeves out of it. I get to make the story for this character. All that stuff. All that stuff. It's neat. It's a neat little aspect of the game, and it has definitely added another level of enjoyment for me, especially considering that now, like, anytime I'm cracking a pack because he's common, there could be a Techno Historian hiding in there. And there could be a foil one kicking around in there. Tara, you want to try it when it comes out? Well, I don't know when, but they're going to have play boosters in the works, as far as I understand. So the collector booster runs are done. That was the initial run. And then they're going to have play boosters, and there's a bunch of people who wish that they had more of the stuff because it's not easy to come by right now. There's been a very limited amount of it. Oh, Juglum, you're tempting me, bro. I got 5 packs right here. There could be some Techno Historian action right inside this. They've been calling to me. I almost opened them earlier today. I was just like, well, I mean, I don't always have to open everything on stream, right? Jess, it's got to be nice people like you for who you are, and not just because of like having a bunch of subs. Yeah, honestly, it's genuinely satisfying that I get to be myself. and that people enjoy it. The reality is people have always enjoyed me. I've always been a fun time. Some people won't like me. That's how it goes. I got a polarizing personality. Some people will like it and some people will dislike it. But, you know, like I literally had to go and do some very mundane stuff I had to go and do some banking stuff today, and I'm just cracking jokes with the banking ladies, and they loved it. They're like, "Oh, thank you for the humor. It makes the day better." So, you know, I love being me and making people happy, making them smile and laugh. It's fantastic. So the fact that I get to have this extrapolation on that is very satisfying to me, and I love the reaction when I meet people in person, and they're like, "Bro, you're exactly the same. Like, you are the same as you are online." There's like a surprise. It's like, yeah, no, this isn't some act. If you thought online, "Oh, he's crazy, but it'll be different in person." I am crazy fucking 24/7. This shit does not get flipped off. The only time that I'm not like that is when I'm so sick that I'm bedridden. Other than that, I'm full tilt all the time. Devo with the double thumbs up. Super chat. Thanks, buddy. Here's 2 thumbs up for you, son. Pow, 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 pow. But yeah, I am glad that I haven't had to have a fake persona that I maintain in an attempt to get as many fucking viewers as possible. Like, I would have a bigger channel overall if I didn't do the live streams and I made sure to curate how I talked. Like, either I didn't have the live streams or I curated how I talked in the live streams and made sure to only act a particular way and that way in the video, and made sure to not say anything that would upset people. I could definitely have bigger numbers, but it would just be like, okay, I mean, I did it, but I wouldn't have done it being me. I wouldn't have done it my way. Frank Sinatra style. I did it my way, baby. You know? There are channels bigger than mine number-wise that can't do it as a full-time job. But because I have a bunch of people who support me on all kinds of different levels with super chats, channel memberships, Patreon, sending me fucking stuff through fucking PayPal, using my Amazon link, all these little things come together and you staple them all together. People picking up t-shirts, whatever it is, staple it all together and it's enough for me to live on. Now, obviously, not in some big fancy house, not with like, I mean, I take the bus, I don't have a vehicle, all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, I get to do this as a job. I get to take care of Carly. And I've talked to people who have double or triple my amount of subscribers who are like, I wish I could do it on the same level you do, especially since YouTube's advertising rates not so hot. You don't make you don't make a big piles of money from the advertising unless you're millions and millions of subscriber man. So I'm just happy that I get to do this. It makes me satisfied that this is the thing. I remember when I really wanted a 100,000 subscriber plaque. Like, I've been doing this for almost 8 years. And there'd be some people who'd consider it, well, you're not doing that good. You haven't even hit 100,000 subscribers in 8 years. You don't even have the silver plaque. At one point, I really wanted that plaque, that 100K subscriber plaque, because it would be the emblem of, yes, I have entertained a lot of people. I have made a lot of people happy. But I don't even fucking think about those plaques anymore because I have a huge box of fan mail. I have a ton of things that people have sent me. I have a file folder full of all these nice things that people have said to me because I literally saved their comments and put them in there. So I have all the tangible proof that I need. Yo, I've impacted a bunch of people. I've been fucking entertaining a ton of people. I'm having an awesome time. So it went from desperately wanting that plaque to not even thinking about it unless we're having conversations like this. And if one day I hit something like that, cool. But I already consider myself to have fucking killed it. You know what I mean? Christian, you love me to death, but you can only handle it in bursts. I get it, man. Like, you can like something and go, yeah, I've had enough of it. That's fine. That's understandable. I can be a lot. There's no question about that. You think you have a hard time with it sometimes? Imagine poor Carly. She lives with it. Imagine living with this like 24/7. There's no fucking off switch, bro. It's not like I don't stop being me. When I went on that trip with Double Striking Carly to the Shattering, he was straight up. He's like, I need you to stop, man. Stop making me laugh. I'm not feeling well right now. Stop making me laugh. And I'm like, fuck, it's so hard. It's so hard to stop cracking jokes, you know? Finn, you appreciate my stream to get the bastard energy out. Every day you can only be customer support for so many hours a day. Hell yeah. Richmond says you get one life. It doesn't have to be boring and mundane every day. Live a little and laugh a lot. I like that. I like that. Austin, you appreciate the realness. Well, thanks, bro. I appreciate that. Woody, I don't even know what that means, bro. Jess, we're watching X-Men. We're watching not just the movies though. The first season of the cartoon. We binge watched it today. Episodes 1 through 10. And Carly was speaking appreciatively about that, just so you know, man. So, yeah, the cartoon is fun. We're having fun with it. That's right, Juglin. You are correct. The people who come to live stream chats are also awesome. If it was a bunch of dickbags that I couldn't tolerate, guess what? Wouldn't be doing the streaming. Because I'd be like, I can't stand my own audience. I'd be like, these guys are plugs. I'm just going to make videos and avoid talking to these guys through anything other than a comment. But the reality is, streamers, depending, if you're making a fucking persona, then you will attract whoever that persona resonates with. If you're being yourself, you will draw people in who are your kindred spirits, who are similar to you. So I draw in people who are similar to me. Smart people who have fucking good senses of humor, who are good people underneath and genuinely give a shit about other people. So that's why these streams are so fucking dope as well. Because the people you're hanging out with are good fucking people. Garbage people attract garbage. Good people attract good people. So you guys have found your way here, right? If you build it, they will come. That is the vibe. And it's fucking awesome. I am very pleased with how things have turned out. Thompson, what's up, bro? My day's been good. My day has been good. I finished that time travel stuff, and I was pretty underwhelmed by the ending, honestly. I was just like, okay. Like, that's how it felt. The night before, I was like, this is pretty good. I'm enjoying it. And then it ended, and I went, oh, okay, fine. It's an ending, you know? Vassal, I don't know who told you that. I don't know who told you those were fun, but I'd say no. I'd say no to that, bro. That's right, DeVoe. Fields of Dreams, son. Fields of Dreams. Yeah, Christian, you're a garbage person. That's why you were saying be nice to people and do whatever. Like, there are some genuinely garbage people out there. And I do not like interacting with them, you know? And it's some of them think that you're like them, and then you talk to them and you're like, oh, you're not a good person, and I don't like where this conversation is going. No, thank you. Right? So, no, leave me out of that. Leave me out of that. I like hanging out with you guys. You guys are chill. You're my people. We have a fucking good time. And the videos make a bunch of people happy, and it also is a way to bring in more good people, right? Some people come to live streams and go, it's not for me. And just because they go, it's not for me, doesn't mean they're a bad person, by the way. Because there can be multiple reasons they choose not to be a part of it. It could just even be the moment they come in. If they hear like the insults or whatever and think I'm genuinely going at somebody, then I could be like, oh, yeah, no. They think that I'm an actual jerk. That's happened. I've had people leave comments going, I came on one of your live streams and you seem like you're being a jerk to people. And I'm just like, it's the games we play. It's fun, and people actually want it. That guy spun an insult on the wheel, and he won. And that's like a prize. And I'm like, oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure you're not a massive jerk. And it's like, not really. I mean, I certainly sound like one, but I'm not. Thompson, you thought the ending was so-so too? It's underwhelming. It's underwhelming. What are you going to do? Endings can be difficult, right? Larry, what's Millmaster saying? He's saying, don't drink and drive. What do you guys think? Should we open some wonders? Should we open some of this wonder action? Should we see what's in here? Maybe there's an OCM. Maybe there's something. Maybe there's something I need for my set. Maybe I'll flip over to my set list. Just the video cartoon is quality is so. It's so. Woody, my videos aren't constantly negative. I'm not looking for constant fucking negativity. I'm just looking to talk about what's going on, bro. Some people say they're constantly negative, but they don't know what's up. It's funny, your son says my balls hurt when I say my bones hurt. Do you know how many people thought it was my balls hurt? When I originally put out that intro, multiple people got angry and unsubscribed. They went, I'm not watching this channel anymore. I can't believe you would even say that. And I didn't even know what they were saying until someone said, my balls hurt. And I'm like, what are you talking about? My intro is my bones hurt. I'm like, no, it's not. So a bunch of people hear it that way, which is pretty wild. Oh, multiple people saying, yes, please, let's open some wonders. So polite. So polite. Christian, when I say open some wonders, am I asking if you guys want to see my junk? I ain't going to do that for free, bro. That ain't going to happen here. All right. So let's go with yes. Let's go with yes. We're going to look at some wonders. We're going to look at some wonders. So let's get a couple cards on the screen to focus up that camera. And then we will do it. All right, there we go. That looks pretty decent. Okay, what is this box? Okay, there's that box, and then yeah, I'll just put them in here. That'll work. Okay. Austin, it's all good, man. One day. That's the end goal. That's the end goal. All right. Oh, that was one of the cards we just used to focus up. So the Biocircuit plant, commons and stuff that I've seen a number of. We got Glowcap Fungus. This one's all right. You can sack it to give a guy +5 power and then tap down one of your opponents. So you can use this to basically win for a round, you know? We got Cosmo Cloudman. I know Shiba was stoked on that one. We got Keeper of Beauty. 1 cost, 1 power. On arrival, put a shield counter on target wonder. Sacrifice. Target player shuffles all cards they own in the abyss into the deck. Oh, so you can protect one of your guys and get your entire graveyard back. That feels pretty good. Lariat's Toebiter. We got Luminous Medusa. 4 cost, 4 power. On arrival, target player loses an energy. Gross. Gross. Okay. Just chew away one of their energy. You can screw up their plans with that. Taking an action is stronger, but still. Then we got a foil set sail. So that's 2 cost to portal target wonder to realm 1. You can either get rid of one of your opponent's annoying dudes, or if you want to send one of your guys to realm 1. And the thing about portaling is it removes the card from play and brings it back. So it'll come back into play untapped so you can use it again. Who owns Toebiter? I don't know, Millmaster. I don't know who owns most of the cards. Then we got a Bone Skewer Spear foil. Equipped wonder gets +4. Sacrifice whoever this is equipped to at the end of round. I know Carly likes using this with the remains of Barnabas because they come back. So you can basically get a big power boost, sack him to this at the end of the turn, and then he just comes right back and you can just re-equip him if you want. So he goes from a 1 power to a 5 power over and over. And then we've got a Bella token. We got a Gleaming Power Cell. Is that one of the ones that I need? I do! Ho-ho! Yes! I need this for my set. It's an item. On round end, for each energy you lose, put a spin counter on it up to a maximum of 4. On round start, remove all spin counters from this and gain that much energy. Normally, you can't. This is basically almost like the same in Magic as mana doesn't empty from your mana pool at the end of the turn. But if you have multiples of these out, then it's actually going to get you further ahead. So at the end of the round, let's say you had 2 energy left. You would put 2 counters on this, 2 spin counters on it, and then at the beginning of your round, you remove the spin counters from it and get that much energy. So you'd get 2. But if you have 2 copies of this out, they'll both get 2 counters on them. At the beginning of your next turn, you'll actually get 4. So if you get these out early on, because you could actually play this on the first turn of the game. If you lay a Hyacinth land, you can use your 1 energy to play this, and then just go on. Just go on from it. So, I don't know how powerful that is, but it feels like it's got genuine potential. And I'm stoked because I need it for my set. So that is dope. Let's go ahead and cross that off the list. That's the last power cell I need. I am now power cell completo. And I'm going to put that here in the front of the box so that I can add that to my set later. Oh, we got another rare. Cooking Pot of the Eternal Fire. So, this is a 2-cost item. Whenever you win a battle, add a meat counter to it. Tap it for free. If it has any meat on it, you get 2 free attacks. But if you have 20 plus meat, gain control of all target players' dudes and untap them. So you can just use this as a giant insurrection and grab all your opponent's guys and go pop, 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 pop. Although getting 20 meat counters on this feels nigh impossible. I asked the guy who made the game about it. He said he's never seen anybody done it, but one guy on the team saw somebody do it. So ultimately, it's exceedingly hard to get to the 20 meat counters on this. But Tinsman said that with cards that'll be coming in later sets, it'll be easier to hit that number. But either way, you can use this to get 2 extra free attacks, which is genuinely significant. This is an annoying card. I have faced off against it multiple times. So, get another rare, not too shabby. And then we got an Eclipse Enclave and Floki Born in Fire. All right. All right. So, try and half sort these on the fly so that I can put them in the right place. Keep my sorting up to date because I've done a bunch of sorting of my stuff. Okay, and that leads, I swear I had another box with some stuff in it. And now it's kind of itching at my brain. Where is it? Oh, well, whatever. Let's just crack another pack. Let us see what's in another booster, boy. Gotta cut these ones because they are very firmly sealed. Firm seals. All right, we got Cast Out. Look at the top 2 cards of target player's deck. Banish any number of them. Put the rest back in any order and draw a card. Okay. Kairos Mistral. Tap free to stun somebody. I like that. Stunning's pretty powerful. Drop the power to 0 and tap the guy. I'm down with that. We got Crypt Reach Province, which is a land that lets you mill the top 2 cards off your deck because this deck cares about having stuff in the graveyard. An Abyssal Sand Leviathan, 5 cost, 9 power with no ability, so it's just a Jigo beef hole. We got Bloodfur Hunter, 5 cost, 6 power. On attack, if you have 2 stones out, it gets +2 power. That's not too bad. Hey, Thompson, thanks for the super chat, buddy, with the sad little injured video game controller. He's sad. All right, we got Thunderclap Flash, just 2 to stun a dude. I don't know if it's worth a whole card on its own to stun a guy, honestly. I like it when you get it as a bonus attached to a creature. Oh, we got a foil rare. Nice. Selira Shadowstalker. So, she is 4 cost, 2 power. Whenever you seize a stone, she gets +5 power this round. Then destroy target wonder with power less than or equal to the number of stones you control. That feels like it could be pretty gross. Because you can seize multiple stones in a turn. So you could crank her power multiple times and destroy multiple dudes with her. That feels genuinely solid to me. I don't think that I need another one to finish my set, but I am looking to upgrade my regular versions into foil versions. So she is a foil upgrade for my set, which is very welcome. Then we've got a Cinder Enforcer token. And what is this? I haven't seen this yet. Experiment X7V1-3. 3 cost, 3 power. Tap for free. Gain faith equal to the number of biosynths you control. So this is a biosynth. Oh, okay. And it gets +1 for every faith you have. Oh! Wow, okay. I've seen a lot of things that give faith and a lot of different abilities that expend faith. Like spend some faith to do something. But I haven't seen a dude like this who just straight up gets power from it. I don't think that I have this guy in my collection at all, which means I need 2 more copies of him because he is a secondary, which means you can play 3 copies in total, and I'm building an entire play set. I'm not just collecting one of every card. I'm collecting however many copies of a card you need. So to make a play set of this game, you need 3 of some cards, 2 of others, and 1s of legendaries. You can play 1. Primary, you can play 2. Secondary, you can play 3. That's how it works. So I'm looking to get complete sets of secondary cards. So we got Experiment Man here. That's pretty sweet. I'm going to have to double check. Maybe I'm somehow confused and I already have 3 of these guys, but I feel like I've literally never seen him before. So I think it's going to turn out that I need 2 more of him, and I'm further from completing my set than I thought I was. And that's all right. I like discovering new stuff. This feels genuinely strong, right? Like, if you can gain faith equal to the number of guys you have, and he already starts with 3 power, and you can just beef him up and crank faith, and you can play with 3 of these. So you could theoretically get a lot of faith, use them for a bunch of attacks, and then there's some abilities that expend faith that are free. So that's got real potential. Then we got Counselor Qatar, who is, rare. Yeah, man, we got 3 rares in this pack, bro. 4 cost, 4 power. Whenever you play a land, you may tap target item or wonder. Yes. Tapping down dudes in this is way better. Not in Magic, you can't attack with tapped guys. But in this, you can attack with tapped guys, but nothing ever untaps. So if you tap down a dude who has a tap ability, guess what? He's never going to get to use that ability. Juglum, he didn't miss Arm Day, bro. You're right about that. Okay, Qatar, I believe I already have a playset of him, so I'm good. And then we've got Energy Extraction, which is 3 cost to destroy target item. Hoard 3, it costs 3 less to play from your hand. Oh, if you have 3 stones, you can just destroy an item for free. That feels all right, actually. And then a Forgotten Draugr. This was a good pack, bro. This was a good pack. What up, Rumbler? How you doing, bro? Okay, so staying on top of the sorting, yo. Well, I feel like those are some good packs. So we've got enough rares and stuff out of them that I'm good. That has sated my pack cracking lust to a degree. So I think I'm gonna leave it at those 2 for now. And then I'll still have some more for us to open later on. I have a Dragon box. And the Dragon box is full of like crazy Zazzle packs. And a part of me wants to just tear into it, but I'm trying to say I'm gonna try and keep it until like next month and then open it next month. That's my goal, is to see if I can hang on to it for a couple of weeks without opening it. Terry, you're happy I didn't get the 1 card that gives stuff to my opponents. I ain't giving him the toe biter, man. I ain't doing it. No way. Man, I'm stoked on the fact that apparently I don't even I thought I opened enough stuff that maybe I have all the rares. I don't know yet. I have the guides. I have the actual orbital companion books, the collector's guides for each of the different orbitals. They hooked me up with a complete set of these, which was really nice of them. But I haven't opened them yet because I'm enjoying the journey of discovery and finding the cards individually as we crack packs. I also got some stickers from them. These were part of the shattering packs that we got. So that's fun. $10-4, your favorite looking Wonders card so far, the whale and the mermaid chick. Oh yeah, the whale, bro. Check it. Check it. I have the, you can see here, pre-release. I have a pre-release slabbed version of the sky whale. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. What? That was cool. At the shattering, the guy who owns the game was like, hey, take a look at these. And he opened up a box of a bunch of like graded like cards like this and said, go ahead and pick one. And I was like, oh, cool. So I looked through them all and I read this and went, holy crap. It's a gigantic flying whale that makes a big fat token when it comes out. And it's got 13 power. I am absolutely getting, yeah, it costs 10 to put out. He's expensive to put out, but he's just a big fat honk boy that makes a 5 power dude to go with him. So it's a honk boy that makes a honk boy and has flying. So you can literally move it around from realm to realm, bringing the thunder. And then Carly was also given a graded card and she chose this guy. Whoa. But I like my whale better. I like my big fat whale. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, man. So yeah, I've been having a dope time with this Wonder stuff. It's fun. I wish that it was more accessible. Like, I wish more people could get their hands on it and enjoy it, because that would be good. But, it takes time. New games have to sort things out and whatever. And I mean, that's a good position to find yourself in where people actively want your stuff as opposed to nobody's interested. Juggling, don't you try and sully my fat sky whale by mentioning loot, bro. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. You keep it up and I'm going to send Spurl to your house to shit in your shoes when he's done taking a dump in his wife's shoes. All right? Goat, you're waiting for meta cards to be established. PSA will crack your boosters and grade the ones from the list. Oh, you mean you're just send them the packs themselves and have them open the packs for you and grade stuff? That's wild, man. I like opening the packs myself, but I get the whole, if they've got the packs, then you don't have to worry about damage to the cards the same way. 10-4, you'll give it a try if your LGS carries it. We'll have to see how things go, how far it spreads, all that, right? Christian, Skyloot, no. Don't you start getting in on it too. Don't make me erase your name from the board when you're right here at the end on the cusp of getting onto one of those cards, right? Don't do it. Don't you do it. Leave loot out of this. You leave loot the fuck out of this, bro. Not having it. Millmaster's loot span instead of wingspan. Tara, exactly. Loot doesn't exist in Wonders. Thankfully. So yeah, there's still a whole lot of stuff for me to discover with this, and I'm enjoying the whole. If I wanted to, I could look a list online and see all this stuff. If I wanted to, I could literally rip it open these books and look through at every version. But right now it's more fun to just crack the packs and find the stuff. You know? That's the vibe. So, My friend Double Strike has also been having an awesome time with it. He's been sorting his cards, playing with them, just getting everything going on, having a fun time with it. So I was able to hook a bunch of people down at the local game store with stuff from the game because the Wonders people sent me stuff to give away at the game store to other people so that I would have people to play with. That's how great they've been to me. They're like, yo, we want you to be able to find games when you want them, and we want Carly and Wayne to be able to find games when they want them. So we're going to send you stuff that you can hook to people at the game store. And I've done so. I gave away a ton of stuff to a bunch of people at the store, and it was fun to see how excited some of them were. The ones who had already like full on played the game were very excited. The one guy sat down and just started cracking boosters one after the other. He's like, oh my God, this is crazy. And he read it out and I'm like, wait, there's a card that does that? What the hell? Let me see that, right? So I'm looking at his cards going, that's bonkers, bro. And then another guy is so hyped that he called his woman and told her, I just got a booster box. He gave me a whole booster box of cards, like, and a starter deck and a playmat and everything. And he didn't crack his. He was like, thank you so much. What is it, my birthday? And then later when I came by, he told me, he's like, I called my lady. She says thank you too. It's fun to see the excitement, man. It's fun. All right, well, thanks for coming and hanging out, my friends. It's been nice chilling with you. Congratulations, Christian. You are Lord of the Board. You will be put on a card for tonight, so you won't have to wonder. You will know, all right? Anyways, everybody, it's time to run because the Chainsaw Man's coming to chainsaw off your ball bag.